In this video, we are going to discuss what happens to the market equilibrium when there is a change in the market forces. There can be only three scenarios. Either there can be a change in demand when supply is constant, there can be a change in supply when demand is constant, or there can be a change of both demand and supply. So let's look at one by one. The first one being change in demand when supply is constant. There are two possible scenarios here. The first one can be increase in demand, or there can be decrease in demand. What happens to the market equilibrium in either case? So let's draw the supply and demand curves. This would be price, quantity 0, supply curve, the demand curve D1, this D1. So when there is an increase in demand, the demand curve is going to shift to the right. So your new supply curve would be something like this, D2. This is equilibrium 1, E or equilibrium 1, and you can see the price 1 and quantity 1. When the demand increases, the demand curve is going to shift to the right, and as you can see, the supply curve is constant. So when the demand has increased, the price is also going to increase from P1 to P2, and this is the new equilibrium E2, and the quantity is also going to increase to Q1 to Q2. So this is what happens when there is an increase in demand. So the opposite is true for the decrease in demand. Let's draw for that one. Price, quantity 0, supply will remain constant, and this is D1 S. So when there's a decrease in demand, the demand curve is going to shift to the left. So this will be D2. So this was equilibrium 1 for P1, and this would be Q1, and this would be the new equilibrium because the new demand curve is intersecting the supply curve at this point, E2, and this would be P2 and Q2. So there is less demand now, demand has decreased, so the price is going to drop from P1 to P2, and quantity is also going to decrease from Q1 to Q2. So this is what happens when there is a change in the demand when supply is constant. The equilibrium also shifts accordingly according to the market forces.